ensayar rápido, no te sabes poner pie. Lo ensayas rápido, no te sabes poner pie.
Paul Ogden?
You thought I was going to throw you off on that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
This is December 15th, 2012. We're at Melissa Donaghy's house in Indianapolis, Indiana. Melissa, thank you for allowing us to be here on your show.
Love the fireplace and the pizza.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to host you.
And thanks for being on the panel. Also on the panel is Bill Levin, infamous Bill Levin, and Dave Scott. Dave, welcome here.
Thank you.
We've been talking about violence in American society, especially gun violence. I was talking about eliminating extended clips. Another thing that could be, and then we got off onto different ways around laws. Another big aspect of the ways in which guns are sold, where there's no background check and no means by ensuring that people that shouldn't have guns maybe shouldn't have them.
Who shouldn't have them?
People who are nuts.
How do you know you're nuts?
I'm not.
Let's take a vote on this, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's going to define if you're nuts or not?
I know, but one thing that can be done is they can restrict access of firearms to people with extensive felony records. That's a big.
Well, they do that, right?
No, not at gun shows. Gun shows have no background checks. Gun shows, you can walk in and buy anything.
Really?
Yeah, you can buy a 50 millimeter.
I don't think he's right either.
Oh no, you can buy a 50 cal gun that can kill somebody at a mile and a half at a gun show like at the fairgrounds. Absolutely.
Yeah, but those are collectible items.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Those are collectible.
Collect
and
enough of
useful.
them, you have an arm.
Yeah, and it says,
I've heard the so-called gun show loophole's a myth.
no, it's not.
Well,
it is not. You can buy them.
Have you gone in and bought guns at the gun show yourself?
I have not. I know people. One who have told me that they have.
I know people. Don't speak.
No.
Don't speak.
That's
I know
hearsay.
people.
Isn't
And
that
I
hearsay?
know people.
And I watched on Mayor Bloomberg's channel.
Oh.
They are
There's
Bluebirds
a
channel.
fine line between wussy
Oh my gosh.
and liberal here.
Actually, people going in and the person saying, I don't really care about what your background is. Here, just sign this, take the gun.
Well, and I think there are
Oh,
ways to
flash
get
bombs.
illegal weapons. There are ways to get guns that aren't the gun shows and that aren't going through the proper
Oh,
channels.
yeah.
If you
So
don't,
they don't
if
need
you-
to do
if-
that.
if you're a criminal, you're going to get what
You're
you
gonna
want.
Exactly.
Because
Thank you.
that's what they do.
Well, and
They
it was
bias.
easier. It was easier to get a bag of pot in high school than it was to get a 6-pack.
That's true.
Right. That's why we should legalize it and have it, take tax.
My high school was pretty
Yeah.
See, and that gets to a point. If we legalize all drugs,
What point is that?
if we were to legalize all drugs,
Oh, we're really getting off track here.
no, we eliminate a lot of gun violence because the manufacturers wouldn't be making as many guns to ship down to Mexico.
When they decriminalized cannabis in California, they just did a multiple-year study, and it came up that there is a 20% crime reduction in the streets of youths in California since it's gone legal out there, or decrimmed. Youths, the youths of America. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But it reduces crime rate.
Yeah, because we are far afield, but a couple of things I wanted to talk about in terms of kids, in terms of development of society, in terms of violence is, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay, we got to breathe air, we got to drink water, we got to have food. Those are primary needs. Okay, so we've got here in Marion County, we get our water out of 2 reservoirs. We can't use water from the White River that goes through here because it's a cesspool. There's no waterway in the state of Indiana from which you can catch a fish and eat it without having a warning on it. I mean, fish doesn't have it, but there's from the Bureau of Natural Resources, you should not eat fish out of our waterways because it's not healthy. So we've got this whole level where things around us
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but also kids go to school, they don't have food, much less junk food, because we've got so much poverty in this country. We've skewed so much wealth into the hands of a few that more and more has gone from what used to be the middle class, and so we don't have money there. People don't have a future in terms of jobs. The education that they get is mediocre. We're gutting public education in favor of vouchers.
So we can give children
Wow, are we off
servings
track?
this size of juice, organic, raw juice that tastes delicious.
They did one better. They
For
made,
$1.25. For $1.25.
they
and-
made pizza a vegetable.
Oh, yeah, and ketchup.
Pizza,
So-
yeah, and pizza and ketchup are not
Yeah.
considered
So,
vegetables.
it is
Yeah.
your belief that the gunman in
I
Connecticut
know.
was motivated by disparity in income, and he just went in there and blew everyone away because he
No.
was upset about that?
Paul, what I'm
Or
talking
not
about-
enough money for education?
I'm talking about the level of violence and discord in our society is what it is, built up from below, beneath by all these different things. It's a foundation.
It's all the foundation of poison is what
First
it
of all,
is. It's a foundation of
streets-
poison.
Damn.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
It
It's gonna
is.
fall, I tell
It
you.
is.
Today is 10 times better than it was when I was growing up.
Okay.
The air is cleaner, the streams are cleaner.
Well, over
We're
when-
much better off than we were 30, 40 years ago.
Not Indiana streams according to
No, no,
not Indiana streams.
You're wrong.
No, White River is really
Well, wait, I have
30
the
years
internet
ago,
here. Maybe
didn't you have to
where
go
should I
home to
look-
get
where
your
should I
phone
look for
messages?
that?
just Google are Indiana's streams
But, and you think they were clean 40 years ago?
Streams.
No,
you
they
could-
weren't.
Wait, let me put it this
Fish,
way. You could
safe.
see the bottom
There we
of
go.
the river. Okay, you
What
can't
river?
now. White River. You
White
can't.
River's not really a river, but I grew up around the Ohio River. That's a real
That
river.
is a cesspool.
Well, yeah, but it's cleaner today than it used to
It's
be.
a cleaner cesspool.
It is cleaner cesspool.
Would you drink water out of that river?
I wouldn't drink water out of any river. Even in the Montana, I wouldn't drink water out of
Swims
the
with the
river.
mouth closed.
You kidding me?
I think there's an issue though with the shooters in these mass killings. They had some other things in common. These guys weren't in the inner city.
No.
These aren't inner city people that are struggling and upset with life, because I do ministry in the inner city, and I know the challenges there and how people are receiving things that are falling off the master's table, if you would. These guys, even the ones that didn't come from affluence, they still came from comfort. They were still somewhere in society where they should have been content. So there's something else going on in their psyche to cause them to be that violent, to cause them to go out and perpetrate that kind of madness when they're in a place where they should be able to just accept that they're okay.
They're all computer nerds playing video games, violent video games, and they can't distinguish reality from fantasy.
So Ned Ludd was right.
Yeah, he's a Luddite.
We need to destroy those machines.
The machines are good. I blame it all on computers. We need to get rid of it.
Anytime you have any kind of addiction, you're going to have people who abuse it to the extreme.
Yes.
Video game addiction and learning how to shoot, and it desensitizes. You realize, if there's a mental issue with the person, and they have desensitized themselves throughout the game, somebody should have had a red flag up and said, oh, little Joey's a little tweaked on these pills, and he's studying on how to kill people on a regular basis. We should pay attention. He's not playing with daisy flowers and Mario hopping from tree frog to tree frog. Or Frogger, for God's sake.
Frogger.
Frogger
was
Frogger.
a good thing. I mean, it was tried to make sure the frog didn't get hurt. You weren't trying to shoot the frog and then any of the people in the cars going by and then people on the sidewalk. I mean, it's
Just trying to get across the
We're
Where's
trying
this
to
anger?
make points.
Where's this anger come from?
Well, I think it can come from a variety of places. I think when we look at media, when we look at the expression of music and art to this younger generation, it's angry in a way, and it gives direction for that anger. That when the songs tell you how to do certain things to society and then how to commit suicide, kids are soaking this stuff in and not obviously not at a place to process this. and then they're watching these video games. I think our generation, I think the generation today deals with issues and are brought before things, adult issues, at such an early age. And then we wonder why they crack or why things go awry. Because you fill them with stuff, frustrated them, even if it's not their own experience, it's what they're packing in their heads. And
Their minds and their bodies together are being attacked. And their
Yes.
brains are biological. I mean, it all is made up of cells. And their cells are being poisoned and assaulted on a daily basis, and they're not getting what they need to thrive and grow. And it's like Maslow's needs. You have your basic needs and you work up from there, and the first level of need that is not being met are those children's physical needs.
Actually, Maslow's goes, I think it's hierarchy, it's
Yeah.
at the top and goes down.
Right, the physical needs are the basic
No,
needs.
they're at the top.
No, the top is the actualization mark.
No, that's actually that's tertiary. That's going, without your primary needs, you die.
Right.
Without air and water.
Well, and my point is, your primary need is physical, and their physical needs are not being met.
Yeah, by the same token, I know that the Columbine shooters, I mean, they were upper middle class. That was a very good high school. But you're not dealing with people from like Lake Forest Country Day School. You're not dealing with people who are extremely wealthy going, or at least we're not hearing about it, going out and doing that. Because I think that when you're dealing with highly wealthy situations,
Come on, old man DuPont took the tank and drove it all around downtown. Do you remember that?
But he was special.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
man.
special.
One of the DuPont kids,
Oh, I know that one of the DuPont kids killed a person. He was like a wrestling coach or something.
no, he jumped in a tank, a military tank, and drove it around downtown and ran over shit and fucked people up and fucked shit up. And it took them probably 2 hours to get him out of the tank. And this was back in the 70s. But yeah, just do DuPont and tank and you'll get a good Google on that.
See, when you go to the movie theater, it says, please turn off your cell phones. Remember that one?
Yeah.
It was like
And they
300
didn't. It went off.
We didn't have that announcement.
During the Lincoln movie,
beginning of
we
the
saw.
Please turn off your
So-
cell
show.
phones.
Uh-huh.
And put your guns away.
That's-
You know,
Yeah.
you gotta make sure you're.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
If you had a gun, I wouldn't mind if you brought it in my house because
Put it
I
on the
trust
table.
you and I love you.
Well, see, the thing is,
I don't really trust him. He might get mad at me and shoot me.
See, no, I don't own a gun because I believe that if you own a gun, if anybody knows you have a handgun, and you have a handgun in your house is more likely to be.
Shut up.
Bill,
It,
Sorry.
you have
you
to turn it
have a
off.
He's
silent
fortunate there are no
button.
guns.
So
Yes,
he-
if I had a gun, I'd be shooting the phone. But the thing that will make your house a target for somebody breaking in is if people know that you have handguns. That means that people can break in.
I break into houses for playboys.
Of course you do.
How ridiculous.
No, they're almost fungible. They're so easily sold. We'll be right back.